Okay, so professors have this will be like our fourth illustration on the cash book. Please, if one of you can read what we have on the screen here, I'll be so glad. So we take in. So who is doing the reading? Let me call Prof. Eugenia. Prof. Eugenia, please, can you quickly read the question for us?
Sir, please, is it the 13.1 or?
Yes, the 13.1.
Okay. Write up a two-column cash book for a pine furniture shop from the following details and balance it off as at the end of the month. Sir, please, should I continue?
Okay, so I think we'll continue as and when necessary. So thank you very much. So we are to write the two-column cash book. Here the question has indicated the type of cash book we have to prepare. So without wasting my time, first of all, the name. I've realized that most of you don't bother about the name of the business and the title of whatever you are preparing. This is very important. So this is for a pine furniture shop. So you need to write the name of the business, and you also indicate that you are preparing the cash book. Okay. I indicated that you don't necessarily need to write two-column cash, just write the cash book. So for the two-column cash book, we all know that we begin with our date, details, and then a column for cash and one for bank, right? So let's do that here. Date, details, then column for cash, and then column for bank. Then we do same on the right-hand side, that's the credit side. Date, details, cash, and bank. There we have it. You rule your lines. And I want to believe professors can rule the lines without any stress. Okay. So there we have it. So we begin. Let me put the title, the cash book. So the first transaction was started business with capital in cash, 1,000 pounds. So professors, what do we do? Please, the currency is also very important. So do well to insert your currencies as and when necessary. Okay, so let me insert currency. So it's supposed to be at each of the amount columns, i.e. the bank and cash, and bank cash. Some of these things will earn you easy marks, but if you don't do them, you lose precious points. Okay, so the first transaction was started business with capital in cash, 1,000 pounds. Professor, do we debit our cash book or credit it? Who is going to answer this for me? Augustine, a colleague, Augustine. Started business with capital in cash. So what do we do to our cash? Do we debit it or credit it?
So please we credit the capital.
So, okay, what is your basis for crediting the, did you say credit capital or please take it again?
Sir, please, I said we will credit capital.
Okay, and do what to the cash book?
Then we credit capital and we debit the cash.
Okay, so in our cash book now, right? Forget about the capital. We are not preparing capital account. We are preparing our cash book, right?
Yes,
Oh, yes. What do we do?
yes, sir, please, so we debit the cash.
Exactly. So you debit your cash book, right? So you put the date first May 2008. Well, since it's for the month of May 2008, you can put May 2008 up here, okay, so that you don't have to repeat the May 2008. So on the first of May, the details will be capital because we started business with capital, and the amount will go under the cash column because the capital came in the form of cash. So you debit your cash, right? Because the business is receiving from the owner. And remember, in the cash, you debit or receipt, credit or payment. Let's go to the second, paid rent by cash. Paid rent by cash. Professor Portia, paid rent by cash. Do we debit our cash book or credit?
Please, we'll debit rent and we'll credit cash.
Okay, so we'll credit our cash book, right? Okay, so we come to the credit side. The date will be second, 230. You credit your cash. Okay. The third transaction is
Hey,
yeah, hello.
please, you have not entered the details.
Oh, sorry. So the details is rent. We paid rent. Thank you well. Okay. Then we move on to third, which is Jane Broad lent us 2,000, and this was paid by check. Jane Broad lent us 2,000, paid by check. Please, what are we doing to this transaction? Are we debiting or crediting? Prof. Josephine.
Yeah, please do credit.
Why are we crediting?
Sir, please do debit.
So,
The business is receiving money.
okay. So we are being told that a certain Jane Broad lent, so that's like a loan. We took a loan. So he lent us money. That's a loan, and that money came by check. If you are not careful, the paid will confuse you that you are making a payment. But the substance of the transaction is that the company was, or the business, Pine Furniture Shop, was given a loan, or Jane Broad lent the business a loan, and it came in the form of it. Okay. So that's going to be debited. So on the 3rd of May, the details will be loan, right? From Jane Broad. Loan from Jane Broad. And the amount is 2,000 pounds. So this is check, so it goes under the bank column. Great. Fourth, we paid J fine by check 860. So this is a payment, right? So we go to the credit side, put the date on the 4th, we paid J fine. The payment was done with the check, so we have to put it under the bank column. On the credit side, 860. Okay. Please at any point if you are confused, let me know. On the 5th, cash sales. So we sold goods and we received cash sales. So that's on the 5th. So the details will be sales. And we put it under the cash of 100. On the 7th, F Love paid us by check. So F Love paid the shop by a check of 34 pounds. On the 7th, payment received from F Love. This is check, so it goes under the bank 34. We paid A more in cash. So another payment on the 9th, A more cash 92. So we credit our cash under the cash column. Now the next transaction, cash sales paid direct into the bank. I think Portia asked this question the last time. Cash sales paid direct into the bank, 151 pounds. Professors, what do we do? Okay, I think Portia would have to respond since she asked that question. So Portia, let me hear you.
Sir, please, we'll debit the bank.
We'll debit the bank. So rightly so, like I indicated, anytime you see that a cash sale was directly paid into the bank, forget about the cash. Just deal with your bank. So ordinarily, if you are doing your ledger account, you debit your bank and you credit sales. That's all. Okay, so on the 11th, the details will be sales and the amount was deposited into the bank, 151. So you debit your bank. Let's move on. On the 15th, P Hood paid us in cash, 96. So the business is also receiving another money from P Hood. And this was received in cash, so 96 cash. 16, we took 100 pounds out of the cash sale and paid it into the bank account. Please, professors, let's analyze this transaction. We took 100 pounds out of the cash sale and paid it into the bank account. So what is going to happen? I think Austin will respond to this one. Prof. Austin.
I think we record it as a credit in cash on the credit side from cash and debit the account side.
Okay, so Austin is suggesting that we took cash and paid it into bank. So it's more or less like cash is making payment to bank. So bank is receiving. And based on the normal principle, when cash is receiving, you debit. When cash is paying, you credit. And the same for bank. So in this case, if cash was given to bank, then we'll credit cash, who is paying, and debit bank, who is receiving. And this will lead us to what we call the contra entry, like I indicated to you the last time. Because both debit and credit are affecting the same ledger, which is the cash, and for that matter, would have zero effect on the balances on the cash, right? Okay. So 16th, we need to debit bank first, right? So at the debit side, you debit bank as in put the money under your bank column, but the narration is going to be cash. So you debit bank with cash and make sure to put your contra symbol there. Okay. And then you credit your cash on the same date, 16th. This time the details will be bank and we credit our cash. 1. Again, don't forget to put the contra entry symbol. Okay, Augustine has a question.
Sir, please can you come on the 16th again?
So on the 16th, we are saying that the business took cash and paid it into the bank, right? So it's like cash has been moved into the bank account. Remember, the cash is the fiscal, the money, the fiscal money you have with you in your office, right? And the bank is what you have with maybe your GCB or ADB or whatever bank you are banking with. So if you move cash to your bank account, you need to record, because you are dealing with two elements here: cash separately and bank separately, right? So what is the principle? Cash is paying into bank. So technically, bank is receiving. And if bank is receiving, we debit. On the reverse, cash is making the payment into the bank. So we credit the cash. And since cash and bank are all in the same ledger cash book, we say this is a contra entry, because both the debit and credit you are doing are affecting the same ledger, because the cash and the bank account are in the same ledger, which is the cash. Please, are you clear? Prof. Akoli, August, are you okay?
Yes, please.
Okay. So you see, when you are preparing the cash book, the contra entries may come in two folds. One is either you are depositing cash into bank, or you have gone to the bank to withdraw cash for office. These are the two transactions that will bring out the contra entry. Okay. On the 19th, we repaid our onions 500 by check. So we made a payment, right? So that will be credited in the cash book. 19th. The details will be our onions. We paid using a check, so that will go under bank 500. Then 22nd, another cash sales paid directly into the bank. So I think we are familiar with this. 22nd, a sale was paid into the bank. So sales, we deposit it into the bank, or we debit the bank 122. Next is 26th, paid motor expense by check. So we are making a payment. So we credit our cash book in the name of motor expense. This motor expense was paid by check, so those will go under the bank column. Then we have 30th, we drew 200 cash from the bank for office use. So you see another contra entry transaction. We went to the bank to withdraw cash for business or office, right? So this time, who is making the payment? Bank is making the payment to cash. So cash is receiving. So we will debit cash and then we credit bank. So on the 30th, we debit cash in the name of bank, and that will be a contra entry. $200, and then we credit bank on the same date. And the last transaction, 31st, paid wages in cash. So we are making payment for wages. So 31st, we paid wages in cash. So under the cash column. Professors, that's all. What is left is for you to balance off your account. And as easy as it looks, this can be a question in your WASI for full 15 marks. Okay, so let's balance this off, right? So I told you do the balancing one after the other. So let's first consider the cash column, right? So the cash column here. So how much do we have on our debit side? Let's do the calculation. We have 1,000 plus 190 plus 96 plus 200. That's 1,486. Then let's check for the credit side. For the credit side, we have 230 plus 92 plus 100 plus 300. You have 742. So all other things being equal, the debit is more than credit, which is always the case for the cash. So that would mean that our balance carried down, the difference should be here. Right, so let's put our balance carried down in the detail using the closing date, which is 31st for the cash. So the difference between these two figures, 1,486 minus 742, 744 is the balance carried down. Right. Then we do same for the bank, right? So let's check with the bank. The bank, we have a total at the debit side, 2,000 plus 34 plus 151 plus 100 plus 122. That's 2,407. Let's check for the credit side, 860 plus 500 plus 75 plus 2. That's 1,635. So again, the balance carried down for the bank will be also at the credit side. Let's check the difference. The difference is 2407 minus 1635. That's 770. So these are the balance. After putting in your carry downs, you can do your totals, right? 1486 for cash and 2407 for bank. And now you can bring down your balance. Do your balance. Note that always your total figures should be aligned as well. Then you can bring the board down, which will be on the from May we go to June, right? So June 2008, the first. We have our balance brought down. For cash is 744, for bank is 772. And purposes, this is your 2-column cash for the transactions. Very simple, right? Please, any question? Any question? No question. Okay, Augustine, let's hear it.
So please, so that means that whenever we are withdrawing cash from bank or adding cash to bank, we write the cash with the C, the small c.
Yes, because these two transactions will lead us to contract, right? Because you see that the transaction is affecting cash and bank, right? So the debit and credit will be in these two accounts, which are in the same ledger. Cash. Any further questions? I don't think so. Let's look at the second question, which will be on the 3-column card where you have your discount out. Now, let me also indicate to you that sometimes you can be asked to post these entries in the card book to the ledgers, right? How do you go about it? Well, it's very simple. You would have to pick item by item all the entries in the card book. So, for example, if you come to the debit side, you pick them one after the other. So the first thing you have to do post will be the capital, right? And as we know, the ledgers are 5. We have sales ledger, purchase ledger, the cash book, the private ledger, and the general ledger. I think I've indicated what